everyone, and welcome into my latest video and my deep dive into the 2024 presidential election series. Today's video focuses on the state of Indiana. Indiana is a state in its 11 electoral votes that was a Republican safe state in 2020 as well as 2016 and is looking like 2024 will be once again. The state did go for Barack Obama in 2008 in the 2008 presidential election. However, it's looking like Indiana will once again be a safe Republican state for 2024. In this video, I'm going to break down some recent election results from Indiana, as well as some key counties to watch for on election night. Looking at the voting history for Indiana for the president, in 2020, it voted 16.1% margin of victory for Donald Trump over Joe Biden. In 2016, Indiana voted 19.2% margin of victory for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. And in 2012, it voted 10.2% margin of victory for Mitt Romney over Barack Obama. Now, the current polling average right now, Donald Trump currently has 56% of the vote. Kamala Harris currently has 39.5% of the vote. Looking at the national vote across the last three elections, in 2020, Joe Biden won the popular vote by 4.4%. 2016, Hillary Clinton won it by 2.1%. And in 2012, Barack Obama won the popular vote by 1.5%. Or by 3.9%, excuse me. On average, that is 3.5 percentage points across the last three elections. Whereas in the current head-to-head national polling average between Harris and Trump, Harris currently has a 1.5% lead. However, that 1.5% lead is the lowest out of all the last three election results, including 2016, where Hillary Clinton won the popular vote but lost the Electoral College. Harris is currently running 0.6% behind that. Indiana's vote compared to the national vote, in 2020, Indiana voted 20.5% more Republican than the popular vote of the United States. In 2016, Indiana voted 21.3% more Republican than the popular vote of the United States. And in 2012, Indiana voted 14.1% more Republican than the popular vote of the United States, which is an average of 18.6% advantage for the Republicans over the popular vote in the last three elections. Looking at some forecasters for how they see the state of Indiana going in the 2024 presidential election, Real Clear Politics has it as a solid Trump state. Sabado Crystal Ball has it as a safe Trump state. Inside Elections has it as a solid Trump state. Decision Desk HQ and The Hill has it as a safe Trump state. And Cook Political Report has it as solid Trump. Pretty much 100% agreement, Indiana is going to be a very safe state for Donald Trump on election night. Some key counties I'm watching for in the state of Indiana. I'm looking for counties that are potentially competitive where the margins of victory are not that large. Indiana is a state that has a lot of smaller counties. Many of them are safe Republican counties. A few of them are safe Democratic counties, but most of them are safe Republican. So these four counties that I have signaled out are the counties that I think will be the most competitive and close in the 2024 election. Starting with Tippecanoe County, in 2012, it voted for Mitt Romney by 3.6% margin of victory. In 2016, it voted for Donald Trump by 5.6%, and in 2020, it voted for Joe Biden by 0.6%. Obviously, I'm most interested in that 5-point swing from 2016 to 2020 towards the Democratic side. I'm watching this one very closely in 2024 to see, is Trump able to flip that county back to the Republican side, or potentially, is Harris even able to grow that lead that Joe Biden got in 2020? So I'm very curiously watching this county as maybe a potential sign for what other suburban counties around the country might be doing on election night. St. Joseph County was won by Barack Obama by 3.5 percentage points in the 2012 election. In 2016, it was won by Hillary Clinton by just 0.2% of the vote. Very, very close. And then in 2020, it flipped back, and it was won by Joe Biden by 5.8%. This one I'm watching very closely because I do expect it to be a Democratic county on election night, but I'm interested to see, does it go more Democratic than 5.8, or does it revert back to maybe 2016 numbers where it's closer to 1 or 0%? So I'm very interested in St. Joseph County and seeing how that goes. In LaPorte County was won by Barack Obama in 2012 by 12.6%. In 2016, it was won by Donald Trump by 6.4%. And in 2020, was won by Donald Trump by 7.2%. This is one where I expect it to be a likely Republican county, but I'm very interested to see what the margins end up being. And I'm really not too sure if it's going to go up or down, so I'm really curiously watching this one. I expect it will probably stay about similar to 7.2, maybe go up slightly, but I'm watching this one very closely as well. Porter County is very similar to LaPorte County, where it was won by Obama in 2012, but only by 3.9%. It then swung about 9 points from 2012 to 2016 being won by Trump by 6.7, and then in 2020 went down 0.6, was won by Trump by 6.1%. This one I'm watching because the trend, of course, from 2012 to 2016 was a big Republican lead, and then from 2016 to 2020 went down slightly for the Republicans, went up for the Democrats a little bit. I'm interested to watch this county because there may be a sign, depending on how Trump is doing here, maybe he's overperforming or underperforming his margins in a county like this, more of a suburban county that Trump should be winning. So what the margins are could be indicative of how the rest of the country may be feeling about the election. Looking at 3 cities I'm watching in Indiana, the biggest city, of course, Indianapolis, the capital of the state, voted for Biden by 29.2% in 2020. Fort Wayne voted for Trump by 11.2% in 2020, and Evansville was won by Trump by 9.6% in 2020. Looking at the key counties map for Indiana, statewide, Donald Trump got 57% of the vote statewide. Joe Biden got 41%. And in the yellow shapes and the yellow square and circles, I put the key counties I'm watching for on the map. In the green squares, I put the locations of the cities. For instance, Marion County, that is where Indianapolis is. Allen County, that is where Evansville is. And, or that is where Fort Wayne is, excuse me. And Evansville down here, that is where Vanderburg is. So there's a lot to be thrown at, but that's where the counties are. That's where the key cities are. For the counties themselves, as I mentioned, Tippecanoe County right here, the middle of the state, 49 to 48.4. Biden won that county narrowly in 2020. St. Joseph County right here, this blue one up here, this was 52 to 46.1 for Biden in 2020. LaPorte County right next to St. Joseph, that was 52.6 to 45.4 for Trump winning that county. And Porter County right next door, 52 to 45.9. That was a Trump win in 2020 as well. And then Indianapolis and Marion County was 63.6 for Biden, 34.4 for Trump. Fort Wayne, the city up in Allen County, 54.5 to 43.3. That was a win for Trump. And Evansville down here in Vanderburgh County, 53.9 for Trump, 44.3 for Biden. So that was the map for 2020 in Indiana. Now looking at 2016, where Trump got 56.9% of the statewide vote. Hillary Clinton got 37.8%. Tippecanoe County got 49.2 to 43.6, a lot more third-party vote in 2016 than in 2020. And then we look at St. Joseph County, 47.5 to 47.3 right here, very, very close. A narrow win for Hillary Clinton there. LaPorte County, 50.2 to 43.8, that was a win for Trump. Porter County, 50.3 to 43.6, that is a win for Trump. Looking at the cities once again, in Indianapolis and Marion County, 58.8 for Clinton, 36 for Trump. Fort Wayne, 57 to 37.6, a win for Trump. And Evansville, 55.9, 39.4, a win for Trump. That is the 2016 map for Indiana. Now looking at the 2012 map, where it was more of a competitive race than 2016 or 2020, but not as competitive as 2008. Mitt Romney got 54.1% of the vote statewide. Barack Obama got 43.9% of the vote statewide. Tippecanoe County was 50.5 to 47, a win for Romney. St. Joseph was 51 to 47.5, a win for Obama. LaPorte County 55.2 to 42.6, a win for Obama. Porter County 51-47.1, a win for Obama. And now the cities, Indianapolis was 60.3 to 38, a win for Obama. Up in Allen County, Fort Wayne 57.6, 40.9, a win for Romney. And Evansville and Vanderburgh County 54.4 to 43.8, a win for Romney. So that is the 2012 map of Indiana. Now we're going to look at the parties and their vote percentages across the last 3 elections and use this to try and predict the 2024 election. In 2020, Donald Trump got 57% of the vote statewide in Indiana. In 2016, he got 56.9%, only a difference of 0.1%. And in 2012, Mitt Romney got 54.1%. Very consistent for the Republican side at what we're looking at in Indiana. To conduct a range analysis for 2024, I took the highest total of the last 3 elections, which is 57%, minus the lowest total, which is 54.1%. That gets a difference of 2.9. I then take that 2.9 and add it to 57 and subtract it from 54.1, the higher and lower totals. That gives an estimated range for 2024 based on the last 3 elections of 51.2% on the low end, 59.9% on the high end. Barring a complete and total polling miss, I fully expect Donald Trump's election results for Indiana to fall somewhere between 51.2 and 59.9. It is also worth noting the average vote percentage across the last 3 elections was 56% on the dot for the Republicans. On the Democratic side, Joe Biden got 41% in 2020, 2016 Hillary Clinton got 47.8%, and in 2012 Barack Obama got 43.9%. So on this one I took 43.9, the highest number, minus 37.8, the lowest number, got a difference of 6.1, added 6.1 to 43.9, and subtracted it from 37.8. That got a low end for the Democrats of 31.7%, a higher end of 50%, a lot more of a wider range of potential outcomes for the Democratic side. But I'm very confident that Harris's results will fall somewhere between these two numbers, even though it is such a large spread. The average vote percentage across the last 3 elections in Indiana for the Democrats is 40.9. Now, for my prediction for the state of Indiana and its 11 electoral votes, I am first predicting that Donald Trump is going to win this state. That's the first step. I do believe Trump will win the state of Indiana and its 11 electoral votes. As for the vote percentages in the state, I think Trump gets 57% of the vote again. I don't think there's really a ton of room for him to really grow his lead too much. He did grow it about 4 points from 2012 to 2016, but only 0.1 from 2016 to 2020. That could be a sign the Republican vote in Indiana is pretty much maxed out. So I think Trump will be about 57%. Kamala Harris, however, I think she goes down slightly from Joe Biden's 2020 numbers at 41 to down to 40.5. I think the national environment in 2024 will not be as friendly for Harris as 2020 was for Biden. So I think that might hurt her a little bit, especially in some more Republican states down ballot like Indiana. So I have Harris getting 40.5, Trump getting 57. That is a margin of victory of 16.5 percentage points for Donald Trump, which is up 0.4% from what the margin was in 2020. And I think that's a pretty reasonable prediction for what Indiana could look like on election night. Now looking at the 2024 electoral map, based on every state that I've done and adding Indiana to Trump's column, I currently have Donald Trump at 175 electoral votes, Kamala Harris at 123. We're going to continue doing every single state leading up to Election Day until every state is filled in. The next state that I have upcoming next is a very, very important one. That is the pure battleground state of Wisconsin, one of the closest races in the 2024 presidential election. So I really hope you stay tuned for that one. That should be a very exciting video. In the meantime, I have a sneak peek for you now at my full 2024 election night prediction, so please enjoy that. We've arrived at 7 o'clock on the East Coast, and we are getting our first round of presidential poll closings of the night in the following states. The very important battleground state of Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. And with that, the polls have officially closed, and we can now make our first projections of the night. Right nearby Kentucky, in the state of Indiana, the Hoosier state, with its 11 electoral votes, we can project Donald Trump will be the winner there. 11 electoral votes for Donald Trump coming from Indiana. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day, so I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.